Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare I have your permission to action. Yes, your permission. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jai Shri Ganga Prabhudev Sundarani Ki Shri Shri Bhagavata Ki Shri Shri Shiva Mahadev Ki Hare Krishna Shri Prabhupada Ki Nitai Gaur Premanande Hare Krishna. We welcome all the devotees for the day 4 of the Bhagavata. And this is very wonderful to see that as the days progress, the devotees who are there at the beginning are increasing. Generally, we see the opposite. More devotees join when the katha is right in the mid. So if more people are joining ahead, that means you have good services and you are all interested in hearing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. So this is very, very encouraging. So we pray to their lordships, we pray to Parampara that they bestow our blessings even today and for many generations to come, so that we can continuously hear Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. So we will start by offering our Mangalacharan prayers. The Mangalacharan prayers are right in front of you. The little small font. You can read from far. But many of you know this, so you can chant along for all of us. Om Agyanantagriyandasya Yanagyanasyana Takshavanitayena Tasmaidinuruyena Vichakitanomisham Sathikanyena Swayam Gurukatana Vitam Dana Isva Kavanikam Vande Ramsri Guru Shri Rupakavara Shri Krishna Shri Rupam Sakadavatam Sarvadavam Bhaktivam Sajivam Kadvaitam Sarvabhutam Pavijata Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Bhagavan Sarvatanyata Vitam Anvitam Hare Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinadato Jagapati Omedisa Gopika Pranta Madhatam Tamus Taptanam Chanavauram Irinavate Vrindavane Pari Yachanavayus Srihe Tayamami Haritriye Vanchatam Narrations Rupa Sindhu Gacha Nam Pāvani Piro Vaishnaviti Piro Namo Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishnam Krishnaya Bhutani Śrīmad Bhāgavata Namaste Saraswati Deve Bhagavati Prasadam Nilayam Punyava Namaste Deve Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Kṛṣṇa-kathā Vivasanti Bhāgavata Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Mokam Prabhuti Vācālam Kundum Lantāi Te Yetra Klāparam Vande Shri Gurum Dīnatarinam Paramānandam Prabhu Shri Chaitanyeshwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. So we will recite the invocation verses of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadasya yatovvaita dante vate svana tere brahma vinayam
Muyanti Guru Tate Takiti Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. We welcome each and every one to this assembly of श्रीमद् भागवतम। आप सबका हम हार्दिक स्वागत करते हैं। तो आज हम चौथे दिन पर हैं, 7 दिन का सप्ताह में आज हम चौथे दिन पर हैं। We are the 4th day. How many of you are attending first time today? Very good. 1, 2, 3. 3 devotees. So as we say, we never leave you behind in devotional service till the last one also goes back home back to Godhead. So that's why we have a quick recap. And I need all your help. जितने लोग थे कल वे सब थोड़ा सा योगदान दें ताकि हम जो हमने कल पढ़ा उसके बारे में हम थोड़ा चर्चा कर सकें. So we started with the 10 topics of Bhāgavatam. What is the 10 topics? Anybody remembers? Sarga, Visarga, Kṛṣṇa, very good. Sthana, Uttaya, Manvantara, Kṛṣṇa-kathā, Nirodha, Mukti, and Ashkarati. Very good. So all these 10 topics, and we learned the meanings of all the 10 topics of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Then we went back to our chart where Maitreya and Vidura are talking to each other. And in that chart, they wanted to know about Swayambhuva Manu. Who is the wife of Swayambhuva Manu? Shatarupa. And their 3 daughters and 2 sons. 3 daughters we saw in day number 2 itself. Yesterday, who did we see? Who were the 2 sons? Priyavrata and Uttanapa. Who is the wife? Who are the wives of Uttanapa? Suniti and Suruchi. Who is the son of Suniti? Dhruva. And we saw the entire Dhruva Charitra. Who is the son of Suruchi? Uttama. So we learned about Uttama as well. Then we also learned about Prithu Charitra. That means Prithu Maharaj who comes in the lineage of Dhruva. Right? And then we also saw Prachina Varhi and Prachetas. And we also saw how Vidura got completely satisfied with all the narrations and Canto 4 finishes there. But we also saw some other pastimes, Rishabdev, Jadavarat, yes? So those are conversations in the 5th canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. And now those are questions asked by Shukdev Goswami to Parikshit. So will you remember who was the first sage who asked the question? Was none other than Saunaka Rishi asked Sudha Goswami. They said the same questions were asked by Parikshit Maharaj to Shukdev Goswami. And in their conversation was inside another conversation which was between Maitreya and Vidura. Now the third concentric circle of conversation has ended. Vidura said thank you very much and he went back to Hastinapur. He said with this much amount of conversation, I can go back home, back to Godhead. So he heard all the conversations complete. We didn't leave any topics. So now, Sukdev Goswami says, we left out one son of Swayambhuva Manu. Who is that? Priyavrata. And he asked about Rishabdeva and Jadavalta. All this, those who are coming in new, they feel like so many names have been thrown at us. So that is why I have not forgotten the chart which we showed before. Right? So we had this chart before where we showed the 3 daughters whom they married and who are their daughters. We learned everything on the right. You see there is a dotted line of red which has been made, which is canto number 5. We are learning about Rishabdev, Bharata, Jadavalta. All of this is, we started canto 5. Everybody is with me? Yes? So now we go forward from here. We have to enter into canto 6 and today we will touch a bit of canto 7 as well. Okay, so we start today and before we enter canto 5 and canto 6, in between there are topics of canto 5 which talks about sthana. Sthana means we said planetary systems. So this Priyavrata, he was so benevolent. ये जो प्रियव्रत महाराज थे ये इतने भक्तों के लिए कार्य करते थे कि वे अपने राज्य में राज तो करते थे ही और वे सोचते थे कि ये जब सूर्य अस्त हो जाता है, when the sun actually sets, we are all sleeping. How many of us do devotional service while we are sleeping? Prabhuji, we hardly know where we are. Sometimes when we sleep, we don't know. The Bhagiwala knows by the sound. That's why they say you have a sound sleep. Sound is for you, sleep is for us. So we do not know when we are sleeping, where are we? Sometimes we are flying, sometimes we are giving exams, sometimes we are falling down, sometimes we have got 100 out of 100. Next day, real answer paper comes 0 out of 100. So all this happens while dreaming. So Priyavrata Maharaj thought that this entire sleeping business I need to avoid. ये जो सो रहे हैं इसमें हमारा समय बहुत ज्यादा व्यर्थ हो रहा है. तो ये सारा जो समय जो व्यर्थ हो रहा है उसका कारण क्या है? उसका कारण यह है कि सूर्य अस्त हो जाता है. So he himself started riding a chariot and he was so effulgent that he made 24 hours there was sunlight. And such personalities were there. And he wanted to ensure everybody is engaged in devotional service. So this Priyavarta Maharaj's chariot used to go on top of big mountains like Mount Sumeru. When Sukadeva Goswami heard this, he said, tell me about all, kahan unka chariot gaya? Then Sukadeva Goswami started explaining to Maharaj Parikshit the entire cosmology. Where is earth? How earth is made? And above earth, Bhuva, Suva, Maha, Jana, Tapaha. What is beyond Brahma's Loka? Where is Brahma's official residence? Where is Mount Meru? Where is Sumeru? How many oceans are there? Where is Loka mountains? All this detailed cosmology, 8 to 10 chapters are there on this in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, in 5th chapter. If we start cosmology, we will never end our Saptāh. So highly recommend those who are interested in Vedic cosmology, they can do 2 things. One, immediately buy Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. And in detail, you can read the planetary systems. If not, the second way, easiest way is take a ticket, fly to Calcutta, go to Mayapur, where there is a big temple of Vedic planetarium is getting constructed, where this you can see it in reality in a 3D model in our Mayapur Chandrodaya Mandir. Srila Prabhupada wanted this entire planetary systems to be depicted with the help of 3D modeling. So, in fact, this entire thing is made possible by Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Minutest details are there. Maybe some other day, those who are interested in Vedic cosmology, we can talk about it. Generally, in a Bhagavad Saptāh, these topics are not covered, but we are just touching. So, 5th canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ends with the glories of this Vedic cosmology. Now we are slowly entering into 6th canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Now, 6th canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam talks about the power of holy name. And being Ekadashi today and taking more names of Lord Kṛṣṇa, we have to discuss this Charitra of Ajamila. How many of you have heard Ajamila Charitra? Almost everybody would have heard the glories of Ajamil. Ajamil के चरित्र के बारे में सब लोगों ने सुना होगा, मगर यहाँ पर अजामिल के विषय में दूसरे स्कंद श्रीमद् भागवत के पहले अध्याय के 6 श्लोक में बहुत सुंदर तरीके से ब्रह्मा कहते हैं कि हमारे जीवन का लक्ष्य क्या होना चाहिए और हमारा जीवन सक्सेसफुल कभी होता है, हम कब सफल होते हैं. So for that he tells the shloka, please repeat after me. Etavan Samkhya Yogabhyam Etavan Samkhya Yogabhyam Swadharma Parinishthaya Janmalabha Parapumsa Ante Narayana Smriti Ante Narayana Smriti Ante Narayana Smriti. So this sloka says that the highest perfection of human life, जो ये मनुष्य जन्म है, उसका जो perfection है, उसको हम कैसे पा सकते हैं? जब हम आत्मा और स्थल शरीर के बीच में इसका डिफरेंस जान सकते हैं, तब ये एक मार्ग है. The one way is to understand the difference between matter and spirit. Second, जो अलग अलग मिस्टिक पावर्स हैं, उनको हम समझ सकते हैं, ये दोनों हम नहीं कर सकते. पावर ऑफ डिस्चार्ज ऑफ ऑक्यूपेशनल ड्यूटी, हमारा कर्तव्य हम बहुत अच्छी तरह से करें तो भी हम जीवन का सफलता प्राप्त कर सकते हैं, वो भी बहुत मुश्किल है. तो लास्ट में ब्रह्मा जी कह रहे हैं, द बेस्ट वे टू अटेन द परफेक्शन ऑफ लाइफ इज अंते नारायण स्मृति. एट द एंड, इफ यू थिंक while your life air is going to go away from your body, if you think Narayana, Krishna, Rama, in this way, if you think about the Lord, then your life is successful. So Shukdev Goswami wants to know who is the example for such a personality? किसने ऐसा कार्य किया है जिन्होंने अपने जीवन के अंत में उन्होंने नारायण का नाम लिया? तो इसलिए परीक्षित महाराज जी ने जब ये सवाल पूछा तो सुखदेव गोस्वामी किसका कथा आरंभ कर रहे हैं? अजामिल का। Ajamila was a very nice Brahmana and he was learning a lot of Vedic scriptures, mantras, worshipping tendencies from his father. और वे बहुत सुंदर तरीके से इस वेद पाठ को अध्ययन करते थे। एक दिन उनके पिताजी ने कहा कि यज्ञ की सामग्री के लिए सवित देना पड़ता है। सवित यानी कि जो लकड़ी के टुकड़े हैं उसको एकत्रित करके वेद और यज्ञ जब चल रहा है तो उसमें आहुति देनी पड़ती है। So he was sent into the forest to collect a lot of wooden sticks. And he was a very learned Brahman. What did he do? He went inside the forest, and when he went inside the forest, he saw a Shudra woman and a man embracing each other and interested in lustful activities. And they were completely drunk. He knew that this was wrong, but he hid himself and he saw everything. Now what happens when we see wrong things is that it creates desires in our heart. When we see lustful things, lust develops in the heart. A very famous example I give in one of the temples, Srila Prabhupada's very wonderful disciple and sannyasi, he had a lot of disciples. And once two brahmacharis came to this Maharaj and said, Maharaj, we have a problem. Maharaj said, what is the problem? The first brahmachari said, I feel like I have to stop my brahmacharya and get married. I have to come out of my saffron robes and get married. मुझे शादी करने का इच्छा हो रहा। महाराज ने पूछा किससे शादी करना चाहते हो? एक माताजी है कांग्रेगेशन में, उनसे तुम शादी करना चाहते हो। तो बोला क्या जानते हो उनके बारे में? बोला ज्यादा कुछ नहीं, माताजी है कांग्रेगेशन में आती। बोला ठीक, आप चले जाइए। फिर उसके बाद दूसरे ब्रह्मचारी आए, उन्होंने भी यही विडंबना रखी। He also said the same thing. I would like to get married to one of the Matajis in the congregation. And now he asked, आप क्या जानते हैं माताजी के बारे में? Same question. Now this second person said, I know everything about this Mataji. Today she wore a blue saree. And on that saree she wore a golden earring. And she sings very nicely. Especially Jayarada Madhav, she sings very nicely. Maharaj said, okay, first brahmachari, you don't get married. Second brahmachari, you get married. तो बाकी डिसाइपल्स ने पूछा ये भेदभाव क्यों? दोनों ने इच्छा एक ही रखा था कि दोनों ने इच्छा ये रखा था कि पहले वाले ने कहा था कि मुझे भी शादी करनी है, दूसरे ने भी कहा मुझे शादी करनी है. Both of them said you want to get married. But why did you allow the second one and you stopped the first one? Maharaj said the second one has too many details. क्या साड़ी पहना है, क्या गाना गाया है, कैसे दिखते हैं. और मैंने जब उनसे पूछा कि वो माताजी कौन है, तो उन्होंने बोला बहुत सुंदर माताजी. तो महाराज से माताजी भी बोलते हो, शादी भी करते हो. Generally your mind, you are not supposed to call Mataji, right? So in the sense that he said very nicely that the details have entered the heart. When you see very carefully, that means what she has worn, what is, and he said beautiful. So for beautiful means 10 times he would have seen. So for registering these thoughts, it is important that the details are very important. So similarly, when he saw this particular lustful scene, all these details entered the heart of Ajamil. And Ajamil, after that day, he could not focus on his spiritual studies. And that is why we tell all the students who are trying to learn to always be in good association. Even when we are playing with other children, we have to choose our association. Because our association defines whom we are. We might be in good consciousness We might be in great consciousness. We might be with great devotees. But if we are spending more time with those who are not devotees, then slowly, slowly we will lose all the benefits. So Ajamil started desiring all those what he saw. And he saw that this was a prostitute woman. And he wanted to marry the same prostitute woman. And he married her. He went away from his practices. और इस वैश्य स्त्री से शादी करके और उस वैश्य स्त्री ने कहा कि मुझे ये चाहिए, गाड़ी चाहिए, बंगला चाहिए, ये वो हीरे जवाहरात, वो चोरी करने लगा, उधार मांगने लगा, दूसरों की हत्या करने लगा, डकैती करने लगा, और इस प्रकार उसने अनेक 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 पाप किए। और उस स्त्री से उसने अनेक संबंध करके बहुत सारे पुत्रों का जन्म हुआ। और उसमें से जब 60 साल के लगभग के आयु में था, तभी भी उसका एक पुत्र जन्मा था। अब उसका नामकरण उन्होंने किया था। He had given some name, famous names we see, Tinku, Pinku, Chinku. He had given some name to them. One day what happened? Lomasa Rishi is a very great sage. And he developed an itch on his body. And this is given in different Puranas. He developed an itch on his body. And everybody said, itch means खुजली हो गई थी उन्हें। और तो वो खुजली हटाने के लिए उनको कहा गया कि आप ऐसे एक पापी का उच्छिष्ट ग्रहण कीजिए जिससे आपकी खुजली कंप्लीटली चला जाएगा। So Lomasa Rishi was looking who is the greatest sinner on this planet, on whose uchishta I have to have. Then everybody said there is only one person, Ajamila. He has done so many mistakes, so many sins. Please go to his house. His wife, who was the Vaishya Stri, she was there in the house. Lomasa Rishi came and he saw this woman and said, please give me some food to eat. She thought, such a great sage is coming to my house, maybe rasta bhatak gaye. He said, are you sure your GPS is working fine? He said, no, this is the right place where I have to come. This is Ajamil's house. He said, yes, this is the famous sinner, Ajamil's house. She said, yes, I need to have the prasadam from your house. She started cooking and she came and gave it to Lomasa Rishi. Lomasa Rishi said, no, I don't want like this. First feed it to your husband and his remnants I need. Now the wife was thinking, sinner, such a big sinner, Ajamil, his remnants? She said, okay, fine. And she gave the remnants, the uchisht jo Ajamil ke hai, उसको Lomasa Rishi को दिया। थोड़ा सा उन्होंने प्राप्त किया, उनकी खुजली कंप्लीटली पूरा तरीके से चला गया। और उसके बाद वे जाने लगे तो उनको लगा कि इतना अच्छा सेवा किया है, कोई मेडिसिन नहीं, कुछ नहीं, कहीं पे डॉक्टर को सेकंड ओपिनियन नहीं, थर्ड ओपिनियन नहीं, तुरंत ये सॉल्व हो गया, तो इनको बदले में कुछ देना चाहिए। I should give something in return. So he went back and said, what is the name of this small boy who is playing in your courtyard? He said, he is my youngest son of Ajamil. So Lomasa Rishi said, what is his name? They said some name. He said, no, don't keep this name, keep his name as Narayana. So from today you call his name as Narayana. So this is very important that we keep our children's name after the Lord. So when we keep the name of the children after the Lord, half the time we are calling their name. Rama, don't do that. Krishna, you do that. So when we are taking these names, the name has got its own benefit. The Lord writes down in his diary that you have taken the holy name. So in this way, when time passed, one day, Ajamila was on his deathbed. And at the deathbed, he was about to lose his life because he had done so many sinful activities. Disease was completely on him and he was so old. He was going to leave his life and he was so attracted towards his youngest son. He said, Narayana. But before that, he saw some personalities. Who were those personalities? Yamadu. You want to know how they look? You want to know how they look? How many of you are here? How many of you want to know? Bhagavatam gives the description. Let's read them. Sapāshahastān trim drishtvā Purāṇa atidharuna Vakratundam urdhvaromana Vakratundam urdhvaromana Atmanam netumāgatā Dure kṛṣṇa-kathā Putram Narayana Havyam Plavitena Sware Noche Ajuhava Kuledriyaha Saptāh trim drishtva पाशम क्या था उनके पास? यम का पाश था उनके पास, जो आप देख रहे हैं यहाँ पर। यम का पाश देख सकते हैं। यम का पाश जो है बाकी लोगों को नहीं दिखता, जब एक बार पड़ जाता है तो आपको पूरी तरह से बांध देते हैं। क्या बांधते हैं? हाथ बांधते हैं, पैर बांधते हैं? नहीं, आपके आत्मा को खींच कर निकालते हैं। कहां से? आपके शरीर से। So they can remove the soul from your body, खींच के निकाल। आप बोलते नहीं नहीं नहीं, अभी भी 2 मैच देखना का बाकी है। बोला कम विथ मी राइट ना। बोला कल का होमवर्क नहीं किया, टीचर डांटे कि टीचर ही नहीं है, उनको पहले ले चुके हैं। दे आर हॉस्पिटलिस्ट। आप चलो होमवर्क। बोला हाँ, तुमको असली घर लेके जा रहे हैं, वर्क कराएंगे तुमको, असली होमवर्क उधर होगा। सपाशान हस्तम त्रीन दृष्ट्वा, उनके हाथों में ये यमपाश देखकर कैसे पुरुष थे? अति दारुणान, देखने में ही डरावने। When you look at them, you get afraid. How can we explain this? Most of the times, you should go for some marriages. In the marriages, there will be a beautician who will tell the girl, come, we will take care of you and we will put nice nails. Before that, you take a picture, she was looking very nice. After that, when she comes, Ati Daruna. Sometimes you have to say, were my wife? Oh, you are looking very nice. What happened inside? I gave 10,000 rupees. Okay, that is what it happened. Purushan Ati Daruna, like that, they were very scared to look at the face. What was wrong in their face? Vakratundan, they had these canine teeth which was coming outside, and their faces were completely twisted. It was not evenly. And the next 2 words are my favorite. Urdharomna, they had their hair like put on a gel and pointing upwards. Urdhva Romna. So many people go and buy gel and put it, and they make spiky hair. Who had spiky hair? Yamadutas. So next time you are putting gel to spike up your hair, who will come? They will say, hey, same person. Let's go back. So be very careful. Urdharomna Atmanam netumāgatā. In front of his eyes, he saw these people come in front of him. Netumāgatā. He didn't call them. He didn't say that you please come. They came in front of him. Dure kṛṣṇa-kathā. Away, his small son who was playing Narayana. Looking at him, he called Narayana. By that time, they were snatching his soul. And he said, Kaam khatam, chalo hamare saath. And at that time, he started crying. Plavitena, swarenucchen. He started speaking in loud voice, Narayana. And at that time, some divine personalities came there. And looking at their faces, he was very happy. Who were these personalities? They were the Vishnudutas. The Vishnudutas came and said, stop. You see, when you are traveling in a traffic and suddenly the sound of the Duta comes, you have to give way. All the Yodutas gave way. Who are these people? They have better faces than us. Their hair is much beautiful, curly hair, and they have Shankar Chakra, and they are very beautiful to look at. Pitambar, Dhoti. Looking at them, they kept quiet. We do our business and we go away. These people are coming and telling us to stop. बोले आप लोग कौन हैं? So first this Vishnu Dutas came and looked at them and smiled. Prabhuji, what is this Bollywood movie? The hero comes and smiles. And the Yamadutas looked, maybe they are smiling, we should smile back. This is all there in Bhagavatam. They smiled back. And Acharyas are writing, what is the meaning of these two smiles? Vishnu Duta saying is that जिन लोगों को रूल्स फॉलो करना है उनको ही रूल्स नहीं मालूम, और यमदूत सोच रहे हैं हम कौन है इनको नहीं मालूम. So both are smiling at each other. You don't know, yeah, you don't know. Both are smiling. Who are you? And then Yamaduta said, we are the supreme controllers, messengers. We are Yamadutas. And they started smiling again. Oh, your boss is not the supreme controller. This is new syllabus for Yamadutas. आज तक उनके इंडक्शन डेक में ये नहीं था. उनके HR इंडक्शन में उनको बोला गया कि यम ही सर्वत्र है. उनको आज तक ये नहीं सुनाई दिया कि इनके ऊपर भी कोई है. तो बोले कि क्या बात कर रहे हो? तो बोले तुमको धर्म और अधर्म के बारे में बात पता ही नहीं. Don't know what is dharma, what is adharma. Then Yamaraj said, what is adharma, what is adharma? He did all the mistakes. You know, our Chitragupta keeps all the record. बोले क्या है इसके पास, कौन सा पेज है? बोले इसका पेज नहीं है माय लॉर्ड, इसका पूरा लाइब्रेरी है. Ajamila has so many sins, we have kept library. First book, second book, third book. This full library of Ajamila. आखिर देखो, बोला कुछ नहीं, सब चला गया. बोला कैसे जा सकता है? इन्होंने कोई प्रायश्चित भी नहीं किया. He has not done any प्रायश्चित्ता. He said he has done प्रायश्चित्ता. How has he done प्रायश्चित्ता? He atoned for the millions and millions of lifetimes of all the papas by chanting Narayana. One time the word Narayan. Just by chanting once, he has atoned every sin that he has ever committed. And he said chanting, this is the best process. Mukta Sangha, the entire Sangha can go back to Godhead if you sit and chant together. The congregational chanting is so wonderful. And the Vishnu Dutas educated the Yamadutas that by chanting it purifies the heart. And it also destroys the very root of sinful propensity. जो पाप करने की जो इच्छा है उसी को पूरी तरह से तमाम कर देते हैं. बोले कैसे? उदाहरण बताओ. तो उन्होंने 2 श्लोक बताए. कृपया मेरे पास बुलाए. अज्ञान अथवा ज्ञान उत्तम श्लोक नामय संकीर्तितम अघम पुंसो दहेदेदो यदाम नलः. जब आग जलता है तो जो सूखे घास होते हैं वे जलते हैं कि नहीं जलते हैं? जलते हैं, बिल्कुल जलते हैं. When the fire actually burns, the dry grasses and leaves, they immediately catch fire, even if you want or you do not want. Even if you say you don't want to burn those, it will immediately burn. Similarly, like the fire, you put anything in the fire, it will burn. Similarly, holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, is like the fire. All the sins can get burnt just by chanting once. And they gave another example. Yada gadam viryatma, yada gadam viryattama, upayuktam yadikshaya, ajñātopi atmagunam, Puryān mantro abhikudha. So how, just like a medicine, you might not know what is the name of the medicine. Every medicine you eat, do you know what is the composition? You don't know. Do you know how many milligrams have gone in, when was it prepared, who prepared it, at what temperature? Do you know everything? But when you eat it, without knowing its effect or not knowing its effect, will it show its effect? Yes. Similarly, it is said holy name, even if we are saying it out of parihas, like what? These Hare Krishnas. Just by saying that, also the person gets the benefit of chanting the holy name. अगर लोग हमारा मजाक भी उड़ा रहे हैं तो वो जो व्यक्ति हमें जो नाम से पुकार रहे हैं उसका भी उसको लाभ प्राप्त होता है. So in this way, Vishnudutta said he is not going anywhere. He cannot be caught. Leave his soul back. और उनको आगे बढ़ा. All the Yamdutas, they got confused. This is a new syllabus that we have got. They all said, let's go to Yamaraj and ask this question. They all went to Yampuri. And Yampuri said, Yamaraj said, come, how are you guys doing? Everything okay? You went to get somebody, where is he? बोला वो सब बाद में, पहले हमको 3 सवाल पूछने. बोला इतना मार खा के आए हैं, पहले 3 सवाल पूछने हम. बोला क्या सवाल? पहले आप सुप्रीम हो कि नहीं, पहले ये बताओ. हमारा पगार कहां से कटता है? आपके ऊपर कोई डिपार्टमेंट है क्या? हम तो सोचते थे कि आप ही सब कुछ हैं, सर्वत्र हैं. तो यमराज से ये किसने कह दी? बोला नहीं, हमको तो इंडक्शन, हमने कभी सवाल नहीं पूछा, पहले दिन से यही बता रहे हैं. बोले मेरे ऊपर भी there is somebody who is नारायण, there is वैकुंठा. तो क्या हो गया? तुमको तो अजामिल को लेने भेजा था ना. बोला हाँ, गलती हो गया महाराज, अजामिल को ही लेने गए थे. और उसके सामने उसको जब लेके जा रहे थे तो हमारे सामने इतने सारे विष्णुदूत आए. उन्होंने अपना आईडी कार्ड दिखाया. देखने में बहुत सुंदर थे, हमारी तरह नहीं थे. हम लोग एक बार चेहरा देखते हैं, वापस नहीं देखते अपने आप को. उनको तो देखने ही लग रहा था. So Yamaraj understood. They have seen Vishnudutas. And they said that he was a devotee, hence we should not catch him. What is this devotee? हमारा हमेशा जिससे संपर्क होता है वो तो कभी भगवान का नाम ही नहीं लेता, आपका भी नाम नहीं लेता, रोते रहता है. पर ये कौन है, इसने क्या नाम लिया? बोला नारायण. बोला भाई बॉस का बॉस का नाम लिया है. आगे से कोई भी भगवान का नाम ले रहा हो उसके पास आजू बाजू जाना भी मत. मैं बोला यस सर, टुडे वी गॉट न्यू इंस्ट्रक्शंस फ्रॉम माय बॉस that never go next to a devotee. Meanwhile, in Vishnuduttas, they disappeared in front of Ajamil. Ajamil got all his realizations back. He was thinking, what has happened? I was walking in such a good path and suddenly I got astray because of these lustful tendencies. And he left everything. He left the family and he went to Haridās and did complete penance. So much so that after doing that penance, the Vaikuntha Airlines came and took him back home, back to Godhead. What did he do? One time he said, Narayan. Did he meant for Narayan? He called for his son Narayan, but he got the ultimate benefit. So this Ajamil Upakhyan comes in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Now there are many questions which will be coming in your heart. And this is practical examples of how the holy name works. One time if you chant the Lord's name, it can protect you everything. For example, there was a story of a sparrow and Garuda. Once there were 2 sparrows which were sitting on top of the tree. And there was a male sparrow and a female sparrow. This male sparrow and the female sparrow, they were both talking to each other. They saying, tomorrow we will go out very early and take all the worms and come back and grains. And they were planning how their family life will be. And these sparrows were next to Indra's garden in heaven. At that time, Yamaraj came for a meeting with Indra. How does Yamaraj come? What is his vehicle? Huh? Black buffalo, correct. So he came on a black buffalo. He got down, took his gada, and he heard this noise which was happening on top. He looked at the 2 sparrows and he did his mustache like this and he said, Imagine Yamaraj coming in front of you and he said, Narayan Kavach pad. जो कवच है सब पढ़. यमराज साक्षात दिख गए सामने और उन्होंने हाथ दिखाकर कहा, घंटी भी बज गई. तो Yamaraj has come and he has pointed the finger. This male sparrow started shivering. Said, हो गया मेरा काम था. कुछ नहीं. Yamaraj went into the meeting. This male sparrow did not know what to do. He thought his life has come. Yamaraj is going to take. He has told the Yamdutas to come and take my life. He started praying. Because they are birds, they prayed to Garuda. Garuda came there. He said, Garuda, what happened? Garuda said, what happened? Like this, Yamaraj came and saw us. He said, don't worry. Just climb on my back. Nothing will happen to your life. Just climb on my back. Bola, theek hai. And then he started flying across different planets, different oceans, different mountains, and he crossed many miles away. And he went inside a mountain. Inside that there was a cave. Inside that there were subterranean caves. He went inside that and he said, be here, nobody can touch you. The sparrow got down and said, Garuda, you have saved my life and did that else. By the time a snake from behind came and ate the sparrow. Garuda said, Hare Baap, ये क्या हुआ? This Yamaraj would have done something. He immediately flew to Yamaraj Puri. By the time Yamaraj had come back very happily from the meeting and he was sitting in Yampuri. And he said, Garuda, come. You have done such a great service of mine. Garuda said, service of yours? First tell me what happened to the sparrow. To the sparrow? You only sent him to my lok. Then मैंने क्या किया? मैंने तो उसको बचाया था. तुमने उसको देखा था ना आंखों से और तुमने देखा था और तुमने कहा कि देखो ये स्पैरो के साथ क्या होने वाला है. बोला हाँ मैं उसको देख रहा था. यमराज आंसर्स, मैं उसको देख रहा था और सोच रहा था कि इसका मृत्यु जो है इतनी दूर लिखा है, आज अभी वो इधर बैठा है, कैसे पहुंचेगा कैसे ये अगले 2 मिनट में, तो तुम लाकर उसको उधर पहुंचाए. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. तो इससे मैं ये समझता हूं कि मृत्यु की घड़ी जब आती है तो कोई उसे हटा नहीं सकता. Nobody can remove the time when the death has to happen. So this is very important. So he said, how should I have protected it? You should have just made him chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Another example I will give. In one other, I think in Mahabharata or somewhere, this story also comes. There was a Brahmana who used to take a lot of flowers and worship it for the Lord. But this Brahman had a hidden motive. He had a hidden lover, apart from his wife. So he used to gather all these flowers and make nice garlands also. So one day while he was traveling, he saw a very beautiful lotus flower. He thought, मैं इस lotus flower को लेना चाहता हूँ. And he started lifting his dhoti and walking in that marshy water to take that lotus flower. By the time what happened, the river started flowing and the lotus flower started moving away. वो फूल जो था उनसे दूर जाने लगा पानी के बहाव में. अब उसने लाख कोशिश किया कि कैसे न कैसे तो उस फूल को हम ले लें ताकि हम अपनी प्रियतम को दें, पर वो पानी के बहाव के कारण वो वहां तक पहुंच नहीं पाया. तो था ब्राह्मण, उसने कहा मेरा नहीं हुआ तो किसी का तो हो. तो तुरंत पानी लिया, बोला कि हे कृष्णा मैं तुमको अर्पण करता हूं, मेरे हाथ से चलेगा. पानी लिया और कहा कि गोविंदाय नमः, गोविंदाय नमः, गोविंदाय. भूल गया बात, अपनी जिंदगी जिया उसने बहुत गलत तरीके से. अजामिल जैसे ही था उसका ही दोस्त, बहुत गलत तरीके से जिंदगी जिया. उसके बाद वापस यही यमदूत आए. यमदूत आके कहे चलो भाई आपका समय हो गया है, वापस चलो. बोले कहा? बोले यमपुरी. बोला मैं नहीं जाऊंगा. बोला जाना पड़ेगा. तो सीधे सामने किसके सामने रखवा दिया? यमराज के सामने. यमराज asked the question. Very good, very good. Chitragupta showed me another library of yours. Lot of mistakes you have done. So now is the punishment time. बोला yes, but yours is a very unique case. ब्राह्मण ने बोला क्या? You have 2 options. Option number 1, you can spend 5 minutes in heaven. And option number 2, either first you can spend 5 minutes in heaven and then you are going to hell for eternity. मतलब कि नरक में तो तुम्हारा वास बहुत दिन तक होने वाला है, पर 5 मिनट तुम स्वर्गवास भी लिखा है. दोनों है आपके क्रेडिट में, आपके बैंक बैलेंस में दोनों है. 5 मिनट का स्वर्गवास और 5 मिनट नहीं पूरे आजीवन जो है नरक में वास. क्या लेना चाहोगे, पहले स्वर्ग कि पहले नरक? ये कंफ्यूज हो गया. इसने बोला कि वो सब छोड़िए महाराज, मेरा पहले सवाल का उत्तर दीजिए. बोला क्या आज तक कोई मेरे से सवाल नहीं किया है? बोला हाँ पहले, ये मुझे 5 मिनट का स्वर्गवास मिला कहाँ से, ये बैलेंस ट्रांसफर हुआ कहाँ से हुआ ये 5 मिनट का स्वर्ग? बोले कि ये स्वर्ग में वास निवास आपको मिला क्योंकि आपको याद है कि एक फूल आपने अर्पण किया था कृष्ण को। मतलब फूल तो मैंने आज तक कृष्ण को अर्पण नहीं किया। बोला नहीं नहीं, आपके हाथ से चला गया था और तब तुमने 3 बार कहा क्या, गोविंदाय नमः गोविंदाय नमः गोविंदाय। 3 बार गोविंदा का नाम लिया, बहुत सारे पाप किए, पर तुमको यहाँ स्वर्गवास 5 मिनट के लिए मिल रहा। ब्राह्मण बोला 3 बार गोविंदा बोला स्वर्ग मिल रहा है, और उसके बाद जो जो मैंने कार्य किए उस सबके लिए नरक मिल रहा है। बोले पहले आप स्वर्ग दे दीजिए मुझे। तो बोला ठीक है, व्हाट्सएप कर देते हैं इंद्रदेव को। इंद्रदेव एक स्पेशल विजिटर आ रहा है 5 मिनट के लिए। तो बोले 5 मिनट के लिए? बोला हाँ सिर्फ 5 मिनट के लिए, उसको क्या चाहिए वो दे देना, उसके बाद तुरंत मेरे यमदूत आएंगे, उसको ले जाएंगे। कहाँ ले जाएंगे? नरक की ओर। तो आया वो स्वर्ग में, स्वागत अतिथि सत्कार किया गया, इंद्राणी भी थी वहां पे। बोले क्या चाहिए? बिरयानी खाना है, खा सकते हो। क्या क्या देखना है? रंगा उर्वशी नाच दिखाना है, देख सकते हो। बोले आप तो बोले 2 मिनट मेरा व्यर्थ कर दिया ये सब मैंने पढ़वा के, मेरे पास 3 ही मिनट है। बोले क्या चाहिए? बोला मुझे एक बड़ा सा तलवार दो। बोला कैसा आदमी है, स्वर्ग आ रहा है और पूछ रहा है क्या चाहिए? तलवार दे दो, गिव मी अ स्वॉर्ड। He said, what do you want with the sword? He said, first give me 1 more minute has got, 2 minutes are left. Give me a sword. He said, okay, give, take the sword. He said, आपका गार्डन किधर है? बोला गार्डन उधर है। तुरंत गया और तलवार से काटने लगा, गोविंदा नमः गोविंदा नमः गोविंदा नमः गोविंदा नमः गोविंदा नमः। He started cutting all the flowers. बोला ये क्या कर रहा है? कल की पूजा के लिए? बोला मैं नहीं जानता, गोविंदा नमः गोविंदा नमः गोविंदा नमः। He cut many flowers in the 2 minutes, last minute तक। फिर यमदूत है, बोला बहुत हो गया, ऐसा पागल व्यक्ति नहीं देखा जो हेवन में काम कर रहा है, सब तुम चलो मेरे साथ। तो वहां पे भी विष्णुदूत आए, बोला पीछे हटो, तुम लोगों ने जितना नाम हेवन में नहीं लिया उससे ज्यादा तो इसने ले लिया है। And they took him back to God. The power of holy name, just by uttering once, can deliver you out of the most hellish planets also. Now there will be a question, प्रभु जी कितने दिन से हम जब करते हैं? 16 माला का। एक बार क्या बहुत बार बोल रहे हैं। कुछ लोग तो बोलते हैं पूरा ध्यान लगा के बोलना, पूरा शुद्ध होके बोलना। कब शुद्ध होगे? ये रिंग की सफेदी कभी आएगी? कब मिलेगा? सो विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर गिव्स अ वेरी नाइस एग्जाम्पल। और कुछ लोग तो उससे ज्यादा भी पूछते हैं, हम जब तो कर रहे हैं पर उसके साथ ही साथ हमारे साथ क्या हो रहा है? मुश्किलें भी आ रही है महाराज। हम इतना कृष्ण को चाहते हैं पर फिर भी कृष्ण मुझे देखो क्या कर दिया मेरे साथ। भगवान देख ही नहीं रहे, आंखें खोल ही नहीं रहे। कमल का पुष्प जैसे आंखें हैं, लगता है सूरज बंद हो गया तो वे भी बंद कर दिए। इस प्रकार से लोग बोलते हैं। सो दे से लाइक दैट। सो विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर गिव्स अ वेरी नाइस एग्जांपल। हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू नो गब्बर सिंह? And don't say like this. I know everybody has watched. This Gabbar Singh is a डाकू। You have seen डाकू? डाकू हाथ में गन रहता है, उसके साथ उसके बेल्ट में क्या रहता है? शॉटगन। He has lot of bullets. How many bullets can go in the shotgun? Only 2. बाकी सारे bullets उसके बेल्ट में हैं। Our sins are also like that. We have a belt full of sins. How many have we taken and come into this earth? Only 2. भगवान ने बोला इतना सारा बेल्ट लेके जाएगा, इतना सारा पाप लेके जाएगा तो कहां जिएगा? सिर्फ 2 लेके जा रहा है। And that too we are living in this life. Please understand this very carefully. Those 2 bullets, this is called prarabdha and this is called sanchita karma. The karmas are like the belt of the daku. So many karmas are there, out of which we have taken only 2 of them and we have come into this world. And we are facing life. At that time, this Daku Gabbar Singh has shot. और वो बुलेट हमारी तरफ आ रहा है। अब तुमने क्या कहा? हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे राम, राम राम हरे हरे। Now because you said, I don't know anybody, Krishna, help me. Just like Ajamila, you said Narayana. Then what happens? That belt which is there in that डाकू, no, it vanishes. मतलब ये दो बुलेट वैनिश नहीं हुए, वो जो बाकी जो बचा था, जो आपका बैंक बैलेंस था, वो पूरा नष्ट हो गया. सिर्फ ये दो आ रहे हैं. प्रभु जी एक सेकेंड, जो पूरा बैंक बैलेंस नष्ट कर सकता है, ये दो क्यों नहीं हटा सकता? करेक्ट? व्हाई कांट यू रिमूव दीस टू? करेंगे बेटा, वो भी हटा देंगे ना तो फिर कोई हरे कृष्णा वापस नहीं बोलेगा. बोला ये भी हटा दिया, बोला मैं ठीक है, अभी सब कुछ अच्छा लाला, मैं क्यों बोलूं? So these two bullets are coming of karmas that you have gained in this life. And it is not going to hit you, it is just going to scratch you. And it just scratches you. उसमें हम बोलना शुरू करते हैं, भगवान ने देखा नहीं हमको क्या कष्ट दिए. Actually, he has not given any trouble. We are facing our own karma. And in this, we remember the Lord. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives the example of a burning rope. When a rope burns, it burns completely. That means when you say the holy name, your entire sins are completely gone. But you see the form of the rope still. You see the form of the rope, right? उसकी आकृति अभी भी बनी रहती है जलने के बाद भी, पर उसको छुओ तो क्या होता है? तो उसी प्रकार वो जो आकृति है वो ही बनी पड़ी है. जब हम एक बार हरे कृष्णा जप करते हैं तो वो पूरा जितना भी पाप है वो पूरा जल जाता है. बोलो कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय. This is the power of holy name. This is how we understand that. तो प्रभु जी हम जो जप कर रहे हैं, पाप तो खत्म हो रहे हैं पर पाप बना भी रहे हैं ना. We are also making, factoring new ones. प्रभु जी, these are all old examples, you know. These are all old examples. पुराने समय के काल के. नया कुछ example है तो बताओ. Very recently there was one gentleman. How many of you know this game, Grand Theft Auto? See? Everybody knows that. So this is a video game. And there is a very unique thing in this video game. I'm not making this up. This is a true story. In some Kīrtan stories, this was published. So you see, this was this game called as Grand Theft Auto. उसमें एक रंग आता है कि आप गाड़ी चलाते हो उस गेम में. आप देखिए उस गेम में it is riding this car in the streets of America, in streets of New York. और उस न्यूयॉर्क के शहर में लोगों ने देखा है कि हमारे हरे कृष्णा वाले नगर संकीर्तन करते हैं, तो उन्होंने गेम में भी डाल दिया. कुछ लोग हरे कृष्णा करते हुए जा रहे हैं. और ग्रैंड थेफ्ट ऑटो में ऐसा किया है कि जो व्यक्ति वो गाड़ी भक्तों के ऊपर चलाकर मार देगा उसको 500 पॉइंट मिलेगा. सोचिए बात, यह कि गेम में हरे कृष्णा करते हुए जो भक्त जन जा रहे हैं उसके ऊपर जो गाड़ी चलाएगा उसको 500 पॉइंट मिलेगा. और स्क्रीन पे लिखाई देगा क्या? गौरंग. देखिए स्क्रीन पे लिखा है गौरंग. जैसे ही आप लास्ट व्यक्ति के ऊपर गाड़ी चलाएंगे गौरंग. किसको पता चला ये गौरंग? क्योंकि वो लोग बोलते हैं गौरंग गौरंग गौरंग. एक जर्मन लड़का ये रोज खेलता था और हमेशा देखते रहता था कि मुझे गौरंगा पॉइंट कैसे मिले. और इस गेम में बहुत निपुण था. He was very excellent. One day he was traveling and he met some devotees in Dublin airport. उसने कभी devotees को नहीं देखा और भक्तजन डुब्लिन एयरपोर्ट से जा रहे थे फ्रैंकफर्ट. और वहां पे वो लोग पुस्तक वितरण कर रहे थे और कीर्तन कर रहे थे और बीच में बोल रहे थे गौरंगा गौरंगा. इसको लगा ये लोग भी गेम खेलते हैं. These people also play the game and they are in costumes. Oh, maybe they are doing the same costume. And they went to the devotee and said, hey, you play the game? Devotee is like, what game? No, गौरंगा game. तो लगा कि ये कुछ तो थोड़ा सा पागल है. बोला ये लो जपमाला लो, ये पुस्तक लो. बोला इस पुस्तक में गौरंगा के बारे में सब लिखा है? बोला हाँ. टीचिंग्स ऑफ लॉर्ड चैतन्य हाथ में दे दिया उसने. वो सोचा कि इस गेम के बारे में कुछ लिखा होगा इस गौरंगा. उसने पूरा बुक पढ़ा और उसको समझ में आया कि who is Chaitanya, who is Gauranga, what is the meaning of Gauranga. He came to the temple and he picked up the bead bag and started chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. This was not favorable way of chanting, but still Krishna says he chanted my name. This is the power of holy name. So like this, Shukdev Goswami said to Parikshit Maharaj the beautiful narrations of how the holy name acted. Then Parikshit Maharaj was very energetic. He said, tell me more. Tell me more about these glories. And then he said, I would like to narrate about this Daksha. This Daksha, we all heard how he was punished, right? And how he got the head of a goat because Lord Shiva was very angry that Sati committed immolation by jumping into the fire, and he sent a demon called as Veerabhadra, and this Veerabhadra cut off the head of Daksha. Daksha said, I want a head. He gave the head of a goat. Every time. Right? So Daksha then again reappeared as the son of Prachetas. Where is Prachetas? We discussed about them yesterday. So Shukdev Goswami is going to narrate a very small incident on them. Daksha's curse to Narada. This is very important. Right? So Prachetas married a woman named as Marisha. Marisha's son and Prachetas' son was Daksha. Now this Daksha was told to increase the progeny. उनको कहा गया था कि आप यहां पर संसार में जो है ये फैमिली बढ़ाइए. तो 1000 पुत्र उन्होंने जन्म दिए दक्ष और उनकी पत्नी ने, और उनका नाम क्या था? हर्यश्वस. क्या था नाम? हर्यश्वस. They went to a place called as Narayan Saras, जहां पर they were doing penances, and at that time they meet none other than Narada. Narada thought these are all very bright students, like from IIT, IIM. They should have the best of the knowledge, and he preached to this Haryashavas and made them brahmacharis. Daksha said, what is this? I sent them so that they can get married. I sent them to the Gurukula. They said, I don't want to get married. I don't want to be in family life. They all became brahmacharis. He said, okay, jane do. 1000 putra chale gaye na chate. Then he created the next 1000. And they were called as Savalaswas. And one mistake Daksha did. He sent them to the same university. Same Narayan Saras University, they went. And there Narada said, oh, new batch. And he preached again brahmacharya. They also said, thank you, we'll follow our brothers. We will also take brahmacharya. Now Daksha was so angry. 2000 sons gone as brahmacharis. They are not going to do progeny. That he immediately started cursing Narada. He gave a lot of bad words to Narada. And these bad words are written in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. What are the bad words? I have written it there. But Srila Prabhupada is expert in translating and giving purports. First bad word he said is, you are asadhu. Sadhu ke vesh mein dhogi ho. And Srila Prabhupada writes, all the devotees are dhogi only. They look like materialists, but they are not materialists. So dhogi to hai. Hum sab adhyatmik cheezon par dhyan rakhte hain. Bhautik cheezon par nahi. Then he said, Papa, you have done a sin. He said, how have I done a sin? Narada asks. He said, you have done a sin because they have not followed Putra Dharma. No, they have followed Krishna Dharma. They have followed Krishna. So there is no Dharma required for the father. So they have done correct. By staying with you, they would have done Papa. Like this, he gave many, many bad words, and Srila Prabhupada writes for each bad word how it is actually glorification of Narada. And finally, he cursed Narada that I curse you that you will not stay at one place for a long time. You have to constantly keep traveling. Narada, if he wished, he could have counter-cursed Daksha, but he kept quiet. This is a great learning. Ninda और निंदक सदा हमारे मित्र होने चाहिए. आध्यात्मिक तब में जब आप बढ़ना चाहें तो निंदक आपके मित्र होने चाहिए. साधु निंदक मित्र हमारा है. We have to have friends as those who find faults with us. Why? Because when they find fault with us and when they find out our mistakes, if you do not respond, they are your greatest friend because they take all your karma and go away. जो लोग आपकी निंदा कर रहे हैं और आप उसमें कोई प्रतिक्रिया नहीं देते हो, तो वो आपके शुभ चिंतक हैं क्योंकि वे आपके कर्म छीन कर आपसे ले जा रहे हैं. So those who are stealing your karma, are they good or bad? Good. तो निंदक को हमेशा पास में रखिए. And even devotees say, निंदक पहले गोलोक वृंदावन जाए बहुत बढ़िया, उसका शुभ चिंतक बनिए. So those who are serious practitioners, they will not worry about the people who are finding faults in others. So Daksha gave this curse. Narada said, this is the best blessing. I can travel all around the universe, meet all kinds of devotees and give them Krishna consciousness. Narada accepted the curse and it turned as a boon for Narada. But Narada thought in his mind, this gentleman Daksha has done offense to Lord Shiva in previous life. The offense to a Vaishnava is so great that he is still egoistic and having pride even in this life. But Narada did not speak a word. He moved on. Daksha moved on and he got 60 daughters from his other wife, who is known as Asikni. And there were 60 daughters. And Śrīmad Bhāgavatam then gives in detail each daughter's genealogical lineage. Who is who, whom was he married to Yamaraj, to Kashyapa, to Moon God, to Angira Muni, to Kashava, to Bhuta. Like that, different lineages are given. उनके बारे में बात करेंगे तो हम 7वें स्कंद में नहीं जा पाएंगे. So in this way, Shukdev Goswami heard the complete narration of Ajamil, Jadabharat, Rishabdev, and he also heard Daksha's curse to Narada. Now he asks the most beautiful question. He says, tell me more about these two gentlemen. This will finish in 5 minutes. The entire Chitraketu and Bhuttasura. 6 chapters are there in this. No, in fact, there are more than 10 chapters, but I am condensing that in 6 chapters. First chapter, chapter number 8. Once Indra, he did not get up when his guru came to meet him. Who is his guru? Brihaspati. When Brihaspati came to meet him, he did not get up. Due to which this is not considered very good. जब हमारे गुरु आए तो आप उनको उठकर आरती सत्कार नहीं, उनको सबसे पहले गुरु पूजा करना चाहिए. So he did not do. So he found the fault. He acquired the fault of not worshipping his guru. At that time, the demons attacked. And he almost was about to lose the battle. तो अभी गुरु साथ में नहीं है और उनकी शक्ति नहीं है, तो हम जीत कैसे पाए? तो उन्होंने दूसरा गुरु अपॉइंट किया जिसका नाम था विश्वरूपा. विश्वरूप ने कहा कि बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आपने मुझे चुना, मैं इसके योग्य नहीं हूं, फिर भी आपने अगर आदेश दिया तो मुझे करना पड़ेगा. एंड ही गेव द ब्यूटीफुल कवचा नोन एज नारायण कवचा. So this is also there in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Narayan Kavacha. So Indra was completely protected by this Narayan Kavacha and he won over the war against the demons. But what he did next is more interesting. Chapter number 2. When he saw that this Vishwarupa, while chanting the mantras, he had appointed him to chant the mantras against the demons. But slowly what he was doing, he was giving good prayers and ahutis to the demons to make them more. In other words, छलावा कर रहे थे. जैसे ही उसको पता चला कि विश्वरूप छलावा कर रहे हैं, उन्होंने तलवार उठाया और उसका गला काट दिया. पहले गुरु को अपमानित किया, फिर उसके बाद जिसको नियुक्त किया उसका गला काट दिया. तो उसके गुस्से में his father Kṛṣṇa, what did he do? He created a big sacrifice and he said, I want to kill Indra. Let there be a demon formed. And from that fire came a great demon known as Vrittasura. Chapter number 3. तो इस वृत्तासुर को मारने के लिए कोई उपाय बनाना था, तो ये इंद्र और सभी देव मिलकर दधीची के पास गए जो तपस्या कर रहे थे. और दधीची को बोला कि प्लीज गिव मी योर स्पाइन, योर बोन्स, योर एवरीथिंग, 206 बोन्स, प्लीज गिव अस. दधीची said, giving my bones is not easy. He said, no, for good work you please give. Maybe from there only the term came, grow a spine. He had to give his spine. So he gave his spine and he gave his bones. They made a weapon out of it. Now Vrittasura was in front. And Indra tried to throw the Vajra. But nothing happened to Vrittasura. He was a very powerful demon. He caught it and threw it back. Indra fell out of Airavata. Indra said, मैं नहीं लड़ाई कर रहा इससे. ये बहुत powerful है. Then Vritrasura said, Are Indra, you are supposed to kill me. You got the bones of Dadichi. Use it. Look at the enemy. Enemy saying, I'm ready to die. I am supposed to die. You are supposed to kill me. Use the weapon. Indra was astonished. Indra said, Who are you? He said, I'm Vritrasura. I just want to pray to the Lord. And then Vritrasura gave a good Bhāgavata. It is written in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, everybody sat down. They are going to fight. Imagine Vritrasura sitting here with a garland and said, now I will speak Bhagavata. And everybody is listening. And he gave very beautiful prayers to the Lord. And he said, I want to always remember the Lord. I want to always serve the Lord and his devotees. And this was a demon. And finally, what happened? Vritrasura, after putting his prayers, Indra used the weapon and killed Vritrasura. But Parikshit Maharaj, he was wondering how this Vritrasura is telling so many prayers. He is a demon and how come he is so attracted towards the Lord? Give me his backstory. You see, a very popular movie will have a prequel and a sequel. Right? So he said, give me the backstory of this Vritrasura. So then Sukadeva Goswami spoke about a king called as Chitraketu. I hope you all remember these names. Otherwise, I told you, but pen and a paper is very helpful. But nowadays, you are just taking the smartphone and clicking it. Very good. At least some way you will read. So this Chitraketu had no sons and he had many wives. 100 wives. How many wives? 100 wives. And he had no son. And at that time, Angira Muni, a sage, came to his palace and he said, what is the cause of your lamentation? He said, I am absolutely nobody. I want to share all the glories with my next progeny, but I don't have. He said, you are not written with Putra Bhagya, leave it. He said, no, I want a son. He said, if you get a son, he will be the cause of your happiness and distress. आपके खुशी का और दुख का दोनों का भागीदार कौन होगा? वही पुत्र होगा. बोला नहीं आप मुझे दीजिए. बोला ठीक है. उन्होंने आशीर्वाद दिया. अपनी जो यंगेस्ट प्रिंसेस थी, यंगेस्ट उनकी जो वाइफ थी, उनसे उनका एक पुत्र हुआ. स्वाभाविक से बाकी 99 के साथ उनका कोई संबंध नहीं था, तो वे 99 जो जितनी उनकी बीवियां थी, वे सब इनसे ईर्ष्या करने लगी. इतना ईर्ष्या करने लगे क्योंकि पूरा चित्रकेतु का समय उस बालक और उनकी माता के साथ टाइम गुजारने लगे. तो उन्होंने ईर्ष्या के कारण उस बालक को भी विष दे दिया और उसे मार डाला. सो नाउ द सन हु वाज आंखों का तारा फॉर चित्रकेतु died. And he started crying, he started wailing. At that time, Angira Muni and Narada Muni came back. And they said, what happened? I told you, your son will be the cause of your happiness and distress. He said, no, I lost my son. Then they made that son speak up. And then that son started speaking up. Who is my father? Who is my son? I might be your father. It is only for this lifetime. I am going in my journey. And in this way, Chitraketu got initiated by Narada. He was Narada's disciple and he got elevated to heavenly planets. And he used to move around in the heavenly planets. This comes the 5th chapter. Sukadeva Goswami is telling all this. Parikshit Maharaj is listening. What happened to Chitraketu? This Chitraketu once was traveling on a flying aeroplane. And once he saw Shiva and Parvati indulged in Bhāgavata. And Parvati was sitting on Shiva's lap. Now Shiva and Chitraketu were like friends. Friends can joke against each other. They don't find any offense against it. They are equals. So he said, oh, you are so renounced, but you are making your wife sit on your lap. And he cracked a joke. Shiva smiled. He did not answer. It's like joking. You know, some people joke with each other. But Parvati took great offense. Parvati cursed that you will become a demon. That demon is Vritrasura. Parikshit Maharaj said, now I get the connection. This Vritrasura, who was killed by Indra with Dadichi's bone, became Vritrasura because he was the one who was Chitraketu. But all this happened, the last chapter. Diti. Who is Diti? Indra? No. Kashyapa had 2 wives, Diti and Aditi. Who were the two sons whom we have already seen? Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Who were they? Jaya and Vijay's first birth. Whom have we killed till now in our Katha? Hiranyaksha. So Diti now saw that even the other asuras are being killed by Indra. She became very angry. She said, I want to get a son who will kill Indra. So Indra got to know this. So Indra came with all baby shower materials, all baby packages, took care of the mother while in her gestation very nicely. Diti said, you are serving me. I want a son who should be killing you. And you are serving me. He said, no problem. Don't worry. I will take care of it. Let the son come out. And one day when she was following this vrata, when she did not wash her hands and legs and did not wash her mouth after eating, she went to sleep. When I read this, I got to know midnight snacking, many people do. But they don't wash their mouth, they go to sleep like that. You know what Indra said? They are the most impure people. So he found that impurity and he went inside the womb of Diti and he saw the embryo and he started cutting it to kill it. Like an abortion. This is a very heinous crime. And the one baby became two. Then he started cutting it. Like 7 pieces he cut. And then he further cut it into 7 pieces. 49 embryos became, but none of them could be killed. And in the morning, when Diti woke up, she found 49 children in front of her. These were called as Maruts. Diti asked, I wanted one son. How come 49 came? Then Indra said, I did this heinous crime. But because he told the truth, Diti excused. And all these 49 Maruts went back to Indraloka. So this entire narration of Chitraketu, Vrittasura, and the Maruts were all narrated by Parikshit Maharaj. Thus ends the 6th canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki we have exactly 20 minutes. And now we enter into the most auspicious, wonderful incarnation of the Lord. There was the Rajasuya Yajna. Of course, I am not going to speak about Narasimha's pastime because you all took front row tickets of Mahavatar Narasimha. But still, as Bhagavad Katha, we are supposed to speak Narasimha's pastime. In 20 minutes, we will sufficiently timely we'll finish it. We all know this wonderful story that Yudhishthir Maharaj, now you have to be with me. Parikshit Maharaj was explained all this about Diti, and now the narration is going towards Yudhishthir Maharaj, who was doing Rajasuya Yajna. And who was the one who was being worshipped? Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa has not appeared. How he is appearing in Katha? Because as I told you, Bhagavatam is not a chronological order. These are conversations. You go between two friends and see the chronological order, you will never get. What did you buy there? Oh, Mehta. Okay. Then what is the matching? This is not matching. Forget about that. What did that friend say about you? All these conversations will go on. It is never in a chronological order. So these are conversations. So Yudhishthir Maharaj asked Kṛṣṇa to be the one to whom Arghya Puja has to be done. At that time, there was a Chedi king whose name was Shishupal. Everybody knows Shishupal, right? Shishupal was the worst person because he used to give all galis to Kṛṣṇa. He was very envious of Kṛṣṇa. So when this Arghya Puja was being done, he started saying all the bad words to Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa kept counting because he had given this vow to his mother that 100 faults of Shishupal I will forget. So he kept counting. 87, 88, 95, 98, 99, 100. He took the Sudarshan Chakra and he sent the Sudarshan Chakra. The Sudarshan Chakra went and killed Shishupal. Imagine this. You are doing a housewarming ceremony. And what you have is a dead body. And the police has come and made a chalk mark. Line, do not cross. You cannot say a word. Why? Because Sudarshan is still going on top. Next, who is the person who has told? Yudhishthira was very, very scared. Nobody spoke a word. And one soul came out of this dead body. That is Shishupal's soul and merged into Kṛṣṇa. And Yudhishthira was like, wait a second, Narada, I have a question. He said, what is the question? He said, how come this soul merged into this person? What happened to this soul? Huh? How is Krishna? Is he partial to devotees or not? He said, this same narration I was going to tell you, I will tell you the story of Nrsimhadev. Then Narada started explaining to Yudhishthira. And that is how this Nrsimhadev's pastime starts. We all know who is the mother of Prahlad, who is the wife of Hiranyakashipu? Kayadu. Hiranyaksha was killed. Hiranyakashipu called a eulogy service. What do you say that in Hindi? Smarana. जो अभी अभी देहांत जिसका हुआ है, तो स्मरण में हिरण्याक्ष मर गया था, तो सबको बुलाया, हिरण्याक्ष की पत्नी को बुलाया, उनके बेटों को बुलाया और पूरे राक्षस कुल को बुलाया, और हिरण्यकशिपु ने कहा कि हमारे सज्जन भाई जो है मृत्यु के घाट उतर चुके हैं, पर फिक्र मत कीजिए। तो उनकी बीवी रोने लगी, मेरे सबसे प्रिय थे ये। बोला नहीं, ये शरीर नहीं है, आत्मा है। डायलॉग चेंज हो गया क्या? दिस इज हिरण्यकशिपु स्पीकिंग। शरीर नहीं है, ये आत्मा है। हम कुछ समय के लिए साथ आते हैं, फिर बिछड़ जाते हैं, इसके लिए तुम व्याकुल मत रहो, इन छोटी छोटी चीजों पे मत रखो, आध्यात्मिकता पे विश्वास करो। ये हिरण्यकशिपु वाज अ डबल डोल की। पहले कुछ और बोलता था, फिर बाद में कुछ और बोलता था। पहले बोलता था कि विष्णु जहां है संहार करेंगे, मगर उनके सामने बोलता था सब विष्णु के अधीन हैं, मेरे शत्रु हैं पर सब उनके अधीन हैं। एंड दिस वाज लाइक हिरण्यकशिपु गीता। बोला हिरण्यकशिपु की, आप कुछ लोग इधर भी। So this Hiranyakashipu said this entire spiritual discourse and everybody was okay. He said, and then he said, I'll bring a Trishul, I will cut the head of Vishnu. बोला विष्णु को कैसे मारोगे? बोला give trouble to his cows, give trouble to the villages, give trouble to where people are following Vedic principles, give trouble to all the devotees. आप इधर मारो पर लगेगा उधर विष्णु को। So in this way he started giving trouble to everybody. At that time Indra thought, let me kill his next son. What if he is going to be worst? So he went to kill Kayadu in her womb. Prahlad was there. Narad said, stop. Narada is an excellent education minister. There is nobody like education minister like Narada. Nowadays, when child is born, we wait till 3 years and we send them to play school. And then, previously, during my time, there was no play school. There was no play only. But there is nowadays they send them to play school. Then comes kindergarten. Then comes
Prep.
Prep. I don't know. I don't have a child. So what comes next? Prep. Prep to the first standard. Then comes first standard. So like this, we have so many schools. Narada said, I am not putting him in any school. Let me go directly before he comes out of the womb. Let me educate him. Pre-Montessori, inside the womb, he started explaining all Bhāgavata. And Prahlad became a very nice devotee. Best educational minister. So this shows that when can we learn bhakti? When can we learn? When we are in the womb itself. So bhakti has no time limits. We learned in Ajamil that even at the deathbed you can get bhakti. In Prahlad Maharaj we hear that even before born you can get bhakti. So if before born we can get bhakti, even what about Chitraketu? When you have died, you have gone to heaven, then also you can get bhakti. What about your demon, Vrittasur? Then also you can get bhakti. Bhakti has no point of limitation. Even if you are a bird, you can get bhakti. Even if you are an animal, you can get a bhakti. So bhakti has no limitation. So in this way, Prahlad Maharaj was born and he was sent to none other than the University of Narada. No. He was then, while he grew up, he was sent to Shukracharya's two sons, Sanda and Amarka. And Hiranyakashipu said, please go and learn from these fellows. They will teach you excellent knowledge. Hiranyakashipu ki, still they are also direct university. They have not moved back from that university. Certificate they have got. Please check their certificates. After this class, please check them. Sanda Amarka University. So they said, Hiranyakashipu is the greatest, you should say like this. Prahlad Maharaj said, this is out of syllabus. This is not even syllabus. I'm not going to learn all of this. And one day Hiranyakashipu called Prahlad and said, Prahlad, what have you learned? And Prahlad said, I have learned that Narayana is the supreme. He said, Santa, come here. What have you taught him? He said, this is not in our syllabus also. We have also not learned. I don't know how he's learning. He said, keep an eye. Some spies are coming and teaching him. Okay, they paid full attention and they were taking care of him and ensuring that he is not speaking anything else. Next time he went to Hiranyakashipu, he took him and sat him on the lap and said, Prahlad, now I have a different question. What do you like in what you have studied? And he said, the 9 practices of devotional life. What are the 9 practices of devotional life? Shravanam, Kīrtanam, Maranam, Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Rahasyam, Satyam, Atmavinam. Shravana, Kīrtana, Smarana, Vandana, Padasevana, Namasyam. Pujana Sakhi Jana Mani Vedana. Pujana Sakhi Jana Mani Vedana. Govinda Dasa Abhilashati. Bhajaru Remana Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. So the 9 processes of bhakti he explained. Saptāh and Amarka were terrified. What is happening? He's telling these things. We didn't teach him. And after this, he tells a very beautiful shloka. After this 9, he says, Father, good that you told me and you asked me a question that in what I have studied, you tell me what you liked. Because if you would have asked me the question, what you studied in Sandha and Amarka's university, tell me what you like, I would have not spoken anything. अगर इस यूनिवर्सिटी से आपने क्या पढ़ा उसके बारे में अगर आप मुझसे पूछते तो मैं कुछ भी नहीं बता पाता, पर आपने कहा कि तुमने जो पढ़ा है उसमें से अच्छा बताओ, तो मैंने ये पढ़ा. So he got so angry. He said, put him away. He put him down from the throne, told 100 asuras to attack him. But he said, Om Namo Narayana. Nobody could affect him. He called 8 elephants and said, completely tranquil him. The elephants could not do anything. They took him to the top of the mountain and said, leave him there. The cold cannot do anything to him. They took him on top of the mountain and pushed him away. In Simachalam, this mountain is there. From there they pushed him. By the time he fell down, Narayan helped him. They tried to put him in the pit of snakes. The snakes couldn't harm him. They tried to put him in the fire. And Holika could not burn him. They tried so many different methods. They didn't give him food, but he was always sustaining. Finally, they said, you put him in a rope. Let Shukracharya himself come and decide what to do. And finally, Shukracharya said, this Vishnu is very clever. He has sent one of the spies. You just kill him. And Hiranyakashipu, he took the decision to kill him. And he asked, where is your Hari? He seems like he's everywhere, he's hiding. Actually, this Hiranyakashipu went up to Vaikuntha, not the spiritual Vaikuntha, the Vaikuntha small office that Krishna has in this material world. And he went and searched for Vishnu. Vishnu went away from there and went and sat inside his own heart. He searched everywhere, he couldn't get, and he said, मैंने ढूंढा कहीं पे भी विष्णु नहीं है, तो विष्णु है ही नहीं. But where was Vishnu sitting? Inside Hiranyakashipu's heart. So he said, this Vishnu is a big darpok. He will never come in front of you. And Prahlad said, Father, don't say like this. Don't say like this. He is there everywhere. He said, where is he? He is there in where is he? In सब अक्षरों में है. हरि बोला हा में भी है, आ में भी है, रा में भी है, हा में भी है. हरि हर शब्द में भी. तो बोले कहां पे है? क्या इस स्तंभ में है? बोले हाँ इस स्तंभ में भी. क्या इस स्तंभ में है? बोले हाँ है. So Acharyas mentioned what he was Nrsimhadev doing. Nrsimhadev. Because this Hiranyakashipu, you all know the vow that he has got. Now, Zameen par mara jana chahiye na asman par, because he did all this penance to Brahma and he got all the varas. And in that, the most important, when he went to Brahma and he asked for this vow, that mujhe nahi koi jeev jantu marna chahiye, na ghar ke andar, na ghar ke bahar. You all know very well. This thing probably we know in our syllabus. What are the vows that he asked? What are the vows he asked? I should neither be killed inside the house, neither outside the house. Then neither in the morning, neither in the evening. Then neither in the day, neither in the night. Okay? Neither in the earth, neither on sky. No human, no snakes, no asuras, nobody should kill me. No weapons. Then last one is very important. No living entity made by you, Brahma, should kill me. Brahma said, thank you very much for the last vow. क्योंकि मुझे भी जिसने बनाया वो एक है, वो आके तुम्हारा पर्ची काटेगा. ब्रह्मा था मेरा सीट जाने वाला है. ऐसा कभी पूछा नहीं. He said, nobody who has been created by you. मेरे ऊपर भी एक बार. He will come. So Nrsimhadev was ready in this form, like a half man, half lion. He was going from pillar to pillar. Because पता नहीं ये बेवकूफ कहाँ कौन से pillar को दिखाएगा. So he was going pillar to pillar. Acharya said, put the CCTV camera inside the pillar and tell me what he was doing. Our Acharya is written. You know what he was doing? He was scratching the pillar with his nails inside. Now, don't you feel? Manicure. He was the first man who was doing the cure. He was doing full sharpening his nails very nicely. Why? So that the next minute he touches Hiranyakashipu, he is going to die. And he was putting poison in his nails. Bhagwan, poison डाल रहे थे अपने नाखून में. We also put, no? What we do? Vaccine. He also puts. Nice, nail polish. All of them, they know what Nrsimhadev. Nrsimhadev was putting poison in his nails, ready for Hiranyakashipu. And this Acharyas, the Sri Vaishnavas, they actually encouraged it like that. But there was one problem. Sudarshan said, I have a problem. Anybody whom you kill, I have made a contract with you that I should kill with Sudarshan. Now this contract is going to be broken. Nrsimhadev said, don't worry, you enter into these nails. So Sudarshan Chakra's power and sharpness was in the nails of Nrsimhadev. But he said this sharpness is not enough. And he was scratching inside. And when Hiranyakashipu asked whether he is in this pillar, why did he point to this pillar? He said, while this house was getting constructed, I have seen this pillar myself. Blueprint I have seen of this. This pillar he can never be, because I have seen the personal erection of this pillar. So he should be not here, I know. Then he went and took his mace and hit. At that time, Shukadeva Goswami says, Satyam Vidatum Nija Bhritya Bhashita Bhaktim Cha Bhuteshu Akileshu Atmana Adrishya Tathya Pradbhuta Rupa Mudvahan Snambe Sabhayam Navridam Namanusha. तो स्तंभ से एक ऐसे व्यक्ति आए, ना मृग थे ना मानुष्य थे. इस पर वो इफेक्ट नहीं आया. भी देखता हूँ क्या लग रहा था, क्या बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक था. So don't worry, our acharyas also give a very nice slogan. So when the entire pillar broke down, a man, half lion came jumping outside. And I'm going to narrate. I don't need any explanation. You will understand what is happening. Bhukantam baranantam paramaravitam dhampadam poru dampam dim 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 didimbam dahamapi dahamai jampa tulyas dumadumaik ki kumkumankai etatte purnayutam hara patumam namasimhai. What was happening? Huh? What was happening there? He's cutting Hiranyakashipu. He's taking him and putting him on his lap. Na dharti na akash. He's putting him on his lap and he's using his fingernails and he's diving deep into him. And his hands are like saw-like arms. They are doing the business. Dhubrat bhujangam pralayala varavaram prajwalalam jajwalam kharjam khargajuktam kikacham jayantam bhubhagam bhogabhagam gagagaganam gardabhrtham gagandam swacham pucham swagacham swagadanudana padumam narasimha. There are used this in the bathroom. Yes. Because how it is going, everywhere this sonic sound is happening, and Narasimha has jumped in. And when he is cutting his fat, when he is cutting his blood, when he is taking out his kidneys, when he is taking out his intestine, when he is taking out his bowels, the sound is coming of the fat and the flubber and the blubber. Oof. Horror. We love horror. There are 8 such slokas. We don't have time, so we'll just chant 4. Ena Bram Garjamanam Lakulakunakaro Bhalachandram Kadamstro Hema Bojam Sarojam Jagatagagilo Jatimanam Stubhiti Dhantam Bhattamanam Khaka 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 Bhadago Bhojanasturindro Nispratyuham Sarajam Gaha Gaha Gahata Patumam Narasimha. The blood started flowing, flowing and flowing. Shankam, Chakram, Chachakam, Parashumavesham, Sula, Pasham, Tushakram. What and all he carried with him? Shankar, Chakra, Chapa, that means the bow. Sorry, the thread, the whip. Chapa, Parashu. What is Parashu? Axe. Shula, Pasham, Tushakram. He had Shula. He had this 16 hands. In 16 hands, the Shodasha Bahu. He had all these different weapons. Bibramdam, Vachanaketam, Hala, Musala, Gada, Kunta, Matyu, Gradam, Stram. Hala, Musala, Gada. These are all the name of the weapons that he carried. Jwala Kesham, Trinetram, Jwala Dhala, Vivanam, Hala Keyura Bhusham, Vante, Pratyeka Rupam. Prapada Nivasa Patrumam, Narasimha, Varya Narasimha Ki. How did he jump? Jump, Jakaram. Jakasa Jakajam, Janu Desham, Jakaram. Hum Haram. Harita Kahasakam, Yam Desham, Bakaram. Bam Bakaram. Vadana Dalitam, Bam Bhaksham, Suvaksham. Lam Lakaram. Laguna Vijayam, Patuam, Narasimha. Narasimha Bhagwan. We have 5 moments. So this Nrsimhadev appeared and completely took him on his lap and killed Hiranyakashipu. It is said that he was searching for something. And Acharyas mentioned, what was he searching inside the heart of Hiranyakashipu? He was searching that, is there another Prahlad out there? Is there a Prahlad? Is there only one Prahlad in this world? Can I have one more Prahlad? He was so happy with Prahlad. In fact, the final moments of Hiranyakashipu is mentioned in one of the sacred texts called Subhashita Ratna Bhandagaram. This Ratna Bhandagaram is all wise quotes. More than 6,000, 7,000 wise quotes are there in Subhashita Ratna Bhandagaram. In that, this beautiful shloka is given. We'll take 5-10 minutes, that's all. Because today is very auspicious. We have to see Ekadashi, you should extend 5 minutes to listen. Kim kim simhastata kim nara sadvisha vapurdeva chitra grihito naitadrikvapi jiva adbhutam upanaya me deva sampraptesha chapam chapam na chapiti ha karka sattvam nakhanam ittam daitendra vakshakaranakha mukherjam vinyasovaya. So this shloka says, what was the final moments of Hiranyakashipu? See, Nrsimhadev does not always come from the pillar. It is the most popular way that he comes in many of his pastimes. But Krishna can come in various different ways to kill. So in this, it is mentioned how else he came. So Hiranyakashipu was asking when his servant was coming inside the palace and he was saying, what is it? What is it? Why are you afraid? The servant said, it is a lion. He said, so what? I have seen so many lions. So what? He said, servant said, oh Lord, he is not an ordinary lion. He has a human body. And I have never seen such lion. Hiranyakashipu said, bring him. He said, no need, he himself is coming. He himself is coming. He said, himself is coming? And he is coming to attack you. He said, okay, bring my chapa, bring my bow. But while saying, the shloka says, chapam, chapam, na chapiti, That means he said, bring my chapa, chapa, chapa. Done. Tavakara kamala I want the arms and nails of Nrsimhadev. Santru prananilah pancha vayam dasa jayotraka iti kopa divatmara pantuvo narharnaka. All glories to the nails of Nrsimha. And they were having a reddish color. Because now they are tainted in blood. But before itself they have a reddish color. And the nails are thinking. What are the nails thinking? The nails are thinking, kaise bachega ye? कैसे बचेगा? इसके पास क्या है? 5 ही प्राण वायु है. हमारे शरीर में कितने प्राण वायु? 5. हम लोग तो 10 हैं. हम 10 हैं, ये 5 है, ये कैसे बचेगा? So the nails were thinking, we are 10 in number and his vayu is only 5 in number. We are going to win. Another verse speaks about how did the blood flow. How many of you like this horror? But our acharyas relished because this was being killed of him. Chatak chatiti charmani chamiti kochalak chonite. This was the sound when it came, when he was touching the body of Hiranyakashipu. And the friction of his nails which was going inside the bones of Hiranyakashipu. What was the sound? Chatak chatiti charmani chamiti kochalak chonite. Dag 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 iti medasi skutar bhosti nidik iti pulatruvantu hare amara vairi vakshastala vanat karaja panjara karakachakharat janmadaha. May the fire burn out of the friction of teeth of Hari's saw like arm against the chest of demon purify you. ये sound जो आप सुन रहे हैं इससे भी हमारा purification होता है, ऐसे आचार्य लिख रहे हैं. On the demon skin हम लोगों को सुनने से हमारा प्यूरिफिकेशन होता है, पर हिरण्यकशिपु को क्या मिल रहा है? उसकी तो देह जल रहा है और वो साउंड बना रहा है छटा छटा, और उसका जो प्रवाह है, जो अपन उसकी जो खून है वो छम छम करके इधर उधर स्प्लैटर हो रहा है, और वो जो फायर है जिससे वो काट रहे हैं उससे उसका फैट जो भी उसका बीएमआई इंडेक्स था वो सब कुछ धग धग बनकर उसका बोन क्रश हो रहा है. और ये पूरा साउंड किस प्रकार आ रहा है? खड़ खड़ इस प्रकार साउंड आ. कोई बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक की जरूरत है क्या? श्लोक पढ़िए पर समझ में आ जाता है पीछे क्या चल रहा है. राइट, last two verses and we finish there. The Acharya say that his nails also bend in fear. अगर नरसिंहदेव के नाखून देखो तो वे भी जो है पूरी तरह से बेंड होते हैं. Even his own fingernails are not able to look at the angry face of Nrsimhadev. Nrsimhadev is so angry that the nails are saying, मैं भी नहीं देखने वाला. So that's why his nails are curved in nature. You know what this Hiranyakashipu did while he was battling with Nrsimhadev? He said, just like this Vishnu went and hid inside my heart, I will go and hide inside the nails of Nrsimhadev. ऐसा देखो बुद्धिमान करती है. He went and hid inside the nails of Nrsimhadev. And Nrsimhadev is fighting and suddenly he is saying, there is no Hiranyakashipu. And Nrsimhadev said, हद तेरे की निकल गया, नीचे गिर गया वो. अच्छा, हमें इधर again he started fighting with. There is also hasya rasa in fighting. While Nrsimhadev said, oh no, I missed the guy. When he clapped his hand, his nails rubbed against each other and he fell down. So in this way, Nrsimhadev protects. And finally, on the final lap, right, while he was holding Hiranyakashipu on his lap, he did not wanted to throw Hiranyakashipu off the lap, because Nrsimhadev was thinking, kya kare? Purna Turyanto Jalarasayo Vasumati Machakti Adolupyate Patalam Sadakadatam Nipadati Brahmada Khandam Deva Nishpitena Suradrisho Savakusha Matveti Manyeva Putsangena Hakam Hiranyakashipum. He was thinking, if I throw away this body of this enemy, then the oceans will overflow, the earth will drown, and the lower planets will be destroyed. The universe will be shattered into pieces because he is so huge, and the heavens will fall down. Thinking like this, he kept bearing the body of dead Hiranyakashipu on his lap. May that Hari who appeared as a lion protect you all. But while all this was happening, everybody was scared. But there was one person who was not at all scared, who was absolutely happy. And that was Prahlad Maharaj. Ugropi anugra evayam swabhaktanam nrkesari keshari vasvabotanam anyesham ugra vikramaha. In the Bhāgavata Deepika commentary to Śrīmad Bhāgavatam 7.9.1, this beautiful text is given which says that although very ferocious, Ugro api, he is very ugra. To whom? To the demons. Anugra evayam. He is very kind to the cow. How is the lion to their cows? Very, very loving. They will lick. You see, Nrsimhadev was licking Prahlad Maharaj and showing appreciation. You are such a nice boy. I'm so happy with you. But you, the non-devotees, he is completely ferocious. But Lord Nrsimhadev is very, very soft and kind to all the devotees like Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj did his stuti and he completely pacified Nrsimhadev. Lakshmi said, I am not also going next to my husband. Very, very difficult. And
Nrsimhadev started rubbing the head of Prahlad Maharaj. With that image in our mind, let us all go back home, back to our house, and remember Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Tavakara kamala yeah. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki, Pavinta Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai God, Hare Krishna, Yadaka Salkam Keche, Dukam Satvo Hintukan, Yadaka Salkam Keche, this service, they actually mind your all learned souls, please correct them. And whatever things you find very nice in today's, all glories to God, goes to one Guru and Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada and all the acharyas, and none of them belong to me. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Kṛṣṇa-kathā also. Yes.
This is Haridās Prabhu's teaching. It's not a poem. I thought we are going to do a Kīrtan now. That's why I came here. Yeah, this today's Kaltas. Hemant Ranga's parents, Mahesh Ranga, Krishna Ranga, Hemant Ranga Prabhu, Kanchan Ranga. Mataji, I want you to come this side, both Prabhus, and Bhavya and Lakshmi Ranga. So they want to have your blessings, Vaishnava Pranam. So I'm going to call them here. We have the Vaishnava Pranam. Let them be bless them. Bhavya.
That's it.
Anand? Anand Bhavya. So we all bless them. And without Kanchan, there is no energy. That's what I've seen. Whenever there is any activity, she has to be there. So we all bless them, let them continue their with energy, progress in bhakti, and be part of the Vaishnava Kutumba.
Yeah.
And one more family, without them, this katha will not be happening. Anjali Sharma and Tushar. Their inspiration, and they want to push us, so we are having this nice katha. And for all of us, it's Prabhu mentioned, every day it's growing, 1 or 2.
I believe by Purāṇa, when we do that, we will not have space. On travel. It's good that there is a commitment. We are doing. As I mentioned in the beginning, is auspicious week, auspicious month, and we are running a marathon called Bhadra Purnima. It's auspicious to donate Śrīmad Bhāgavatam set to your family members. And even if you don't know, there are so many souls there. We read of this book. On behalf of you, we can distribute in India, Bangladesh, wherever. So if you want to donate, Vidyagati is there. You can just connect with him. And, so I request you to go and take blessings soon because I'm going to close the altar. Then we all can have a shot. Hare Krishna. So tomorrow the same time, 7 will be here.